What's up? I'm Gavin, and in this video I will be creating these steps. It looks easy, but it took a little while. I hope y'all enjoy it. So I'm in a pretty cool area right now. It just snowed about 2 or 4 days ago and it rained last night. So it's a very different environment right now than it was 2 weeks ago. There's a lot of noise going on over there. That's the parking lot. Basically, if you guys don't know, I am trying to build a home in the woods. And I had an original place I was gonna go to. Look at the snow. That's snow. And I had an original place I was gonna go to, but it's just such a long hike to get to that point. That hike was so much more brutal than I remember it being. I was like, screw that. I don't want to keep doing that. It's a miserable hike. It's like 1,500 foot elevation gain in like a mile and a half. So I've come to my favorite place, Big Springs Park, and I've gone off trail now. And I'm just kind of heading up this random area, hoping to find the side ledge of a hill or mountain where I will begin my digging. I appear to be walking on a desire path right now. I think it's currently about 40 degrees, so not terrible. Enough to not need more than just a hoodie. Down there, you guys, I'll just go to it. Right, okay, this is a riverbed without any water in it. I guess there's snow in it, which is water, so I technically just lied to you. That's gonna be a much easier trail to walk on than just going straight through all the trees. So, good news, I have an axe now. I had my shovel. The first time I went, I had nothing, but I had ordered my axe and shovel, and now I have it, so I can begin creating. You know, that's really exciting. Minecraft in real life. That tree is really awesome. What I love about these trees is they're great landmarks. Like, this is the first real big tree I've come across, and so if I make my area near this, it doesn't matter the terrain or how much snow there's been or if there's been erosion in my area. I know that if I see that tree, I'm close to my home. Also, it's melting. The tree's melting. Boom. Boom. Oh, that didn't do it. Boom. It's also really hard to tell where I want to dig because every place is wet, so it's going to be really easy to dig. I want a place that isn't incredibly steep and isn't incredibly rocky. Right under this tree actually looks kind of decent. Okay, this kind of sucks because I can't really understand my footing on this. Oh. Through the thick of it. Okay, look at this. It's kind of perfect. I've already got the baseline sort of dug out for me. And look at that view. Problem is this tree is also melting, so it'd be kind of miserable to work on this. I'm digging this though. I actually really like this area. You know what? Yeah, I think I'm gonna work here. Wow, this is exciting. Welcome to my new home, part 2. Well, I guess there's nothing left to do but begin. Right, first step, no pun intended, is to create steps, because currently walking up this is pretty darn miserable. Like, as you can see, I've made a very slippery mess. I mean, there's not much traction going on here. Also, I took my hoodie off because I know I'm about to get really dirty, and I love that hoodie and I don't want it getting dirty. Mr. Axe, you are not needed right now. Is thy shovel. Right, I think I'm gonna be personally impressed by how effective this is actually gonna be. Man, having steps is gonna make this so much easier. Except I'm about to get dirty. Accept, embrace. Everything you've got on you can wash. Some stains might be left, but all the clothes I'm wearing now are gonna be worn only when I'm getting down and dirty in nature, so it's okay if these get dirty. Right, I've mentally accepted dirtiness. Let's embrace it. This is where we shall begin. I think I created a pretty beautiful route already. You know, when I was FaceTiming my parents, because, you know, they're all the way in Texas and I'm in Utah, I apparently didn't tell them the story that I'm gonna tell you guys right now. Apparently, I thought that I told them, but I actually didn't. So back about probably a month and a half ago, I decided to go to a place called Rock Canyon. It's a popular, attractive trail that a lot of Utahns in the Provo area go to. Now, I get probably 500 meters into this trail, and I spot a group of mountain goats that are just heading off trail. Now, of course, this catching my eye, I decide to follow them. In my pursuit of following them, I discover a nice looking canyon that I want to go to. Okay, I'm realizing it'd be best to start up there and work my way down. As I go up, the dirt's just gonna go on every step. It'd be better to start up there. I guess I gotta test these steps, and they are pretty bad. Oh gosh, are you kidding me? How did I get up there in the first place? I'll use these branches. The steps need to start right there. So I start following these mountain goats. At this point, they stop and just start eating. But I get too curious with this canyon, so I start going up this canyon. About a week ago, I had watched the live action Tarzan movie for the second time. And so I had a bit of, well, motivation to just kind of enter into my primal form. How we were like thousands of years ago, even though it's not really realistic. So I decided to take off my shirt, my shorts, and sorry, not my shorts. I kept my shorts on. Took off my shirt, my shoes, and my socks. So I was barefoot and shirtless. Kind of how Tarzan would do it. So I'm scaling this mountain completely and utterly primal. Climbing up rocks, having the time of my life, and I specifically didn't bring my phone because I wanted that primal experience. I had already gone into that hike knowing I wanted to take my shoes and socks off. I just didn't think I'd be climbing a mountain. I thought I'd just be kind of running around in the area. So I get up pretty high on this mountain to the point where I'm at the same level as rock climbers. I'm just kind of watching these rock climbers climb using gear and stuff, and I'm out here just fully primal, and I'm you know, it feels great. You know, I feel better than them because I am. I'm having the time of my life, really. I honestly am having the time of my life doing all this. The view is beautiful. It's probably about 5 going on 6 o'clock, and so the sun's heading towards the horizon, and I guess I get to a point where I'm like, okay, this is good enough. I'm gonna start heading down. At this point, my poor feet are starting to hurt. Now you gotta understand, as a human citizen, I am not used to walking barefoot on sharp rocks. So naturally, like any normal civilized human, it's gonna hurt after a while. I've been on this mountainside for over an hour at this point, so my poor feet were hurting. But I need to get down, and I need to find my stuff. On my way down, I came across that pack of mountain goats again, and I feel like they were laughing at me. They're like, look at this loser, absolute buffoon who's just walking around barefoot. And that kind of made me angry. I got angry at them. I was like, you losers. I'm not the loser, you're the loser. I get to go home to a comfy home, or you gotta sleep on the side of a mountain. Who's winning now? Ultimately though, they got the last laugh, because on my way down this mountain, I am scrambling looking for my shoes and shirt and socks, and I cannot find them. And the longer I'm on this mountain, the quicker the sun's going down, and the more my feet are hurting. About 2.5 steps are done. I've got pretty big feet. I think I wear size 11.5s or 12s for most shoes I get, so I think I'm making these steps a little too small. And so yeah, I never actually found my shoes or socks, and I walked back onto the trailhead completely and utterly Tarzanified. People gave me weird looks. You know, I'm not surprised that I was given weird looks. I look like a crazy homeless person, you know? Kind of sucks because I'm getting rained on this whole time because I've got all these branches that keep... Look at that. That's ridiculous. And so that's kind of the story. That's kind of it. I never got the time, or I mean, obviously I had the time at points in the months that followed, but I never had the motivation to get around to actually going to see if I could find it. So ultimately, those shoes could A, still be up there waiting for me to find them, or 2, stolen by someone, or 3, buried in snow and rain, because it has rained and snowed a couple of times since that moment. You know something that I'm really impressed and proud of myself for? Dealing with the cold here. You know, from Texas, it never really got down to like, there'd maybe be like 5 days in total that got even near freezing throughout the entire year. But it's the beginning of November and we've had plenty of freezes already. I've been handling it really, really well. Like, it's 40 degrees outside and I'm just wearing a long sleeve shirt, some gloves, and some very thin hiking pants. I love when I make a good decision. I really do. It feels so good. This is a great day to be out doing this. Also, I want to make it very clear that for this series, I'll be doing my best to keep the area as preserved as possible. So obviously, I don't want to affect the ecosystem enough to, you know, destroy trees and stuff like that. So there will be times in the series that I do expect to cut branches, but I'm gonna make sure I do it safely and in a way that will keep the tree alive, that will have the highest odds of keeping the tree alive. I've been doing a lot of research on the proper way to prune / cut trees. I'm pretty confident. Okay, I need to like create a proxy step. Oh, a proxy step is very effective. I wonder how many people go off trail and come back to places like this that I'm in right now. It'd be funny if I was just recording a video one day and some random person walked up on me. Maybe I can make a cool friend. Who knows? There's not many people that do stuff like this though. That's actually another topic I can totally talk about. How hard it is to make friends. I know I made a video. It's like, you need this in your life or something along the lines of that. It was kind of a inspiration video where I act like I know more than I actually do, which I still plan on making. It's just fun to act like you understand the world. But in that video, I mentioned how I wasn't really sad that I hadn't made friends yet. That was because I hadn't done or gone to many events, but it's been a while since I made that video. I have most definitely been to a handful of events. Still nothing. I've been to probably over a dozen events since that time. I've talked to people. I'm not really bad socially, I don't think. I think the issue is everyone just has different priorities when they're in college. Being in Provo, everyone here is part of the LDS church, or
I guess in my college it's about 75%. And because of that, all the men that I meet are already 20 or older because they've all gone on missions or something. And so when they come to college, they're already older. And they just have a different perspective on life that I'm not really at, which is kind of weird because you'd think they'd be more mature because of that, but they aren't. And it's just kind of weird. I don't know. I feel like maybe it's narcissistic for me to say, but I feel like I'm on a more mature level than 99% of the college students I meet. I just mean my inflated ego talking, but parties don't interest me. I want a relationship with someone to grow with me. You know, everyone's on different steps in their lives. I need to start reprioritizing, I guess, how I'm treating life, because I've kind of switched my priority from trying to get girls to trying to get boys. I need to make friends with men, people who are ambitious and want to. That was interesting. But yeah, I need to start meeting people who are ambitious and people who are wanting to just basically grow their life and not do a bunch of instant gratificating things. And I guess it's just starting to make me realize that, you know, maybe college isn't for me, but it brings up a whole nother idea. Well, okay, if you don't do college, what on earth are you gonna do? And that is a great question. I'm reading this book called Unscripted that basically goes into the pursuit of entrepreneurship. Really great book. I'm a little over halfway through it at this point, and it's really just totally changed my perspective on things. I need to make another proxy step. My back is hurting. Also got this branch that's been digging into my back this whole time. Look at that though. I've kind of made some nice progress. And if I get a group of if I get a group of men who want the same thing as me, I think we could be an absolute workhouse and achieve something great, you know? So interesting, because I went to college under the impression that I was going to meet a lot of people, you know, form great relationships, but it's hard to do that when all the people you meet don't want what you want. Because I'm like, why am I hanging out with you if you have completely different priorities than I do? You might be a nice person, you might be cool, but you're not gonna help me grow. You're gonna be extremely temporary, and you're just, which maybe is okay. Maybe it's okay to just have temporary friends, but I don't know. If I'm gonna be friends with someone, I want to be able to rely on them, you know? I don't want them to, I want to be able to just come to them with my problems or issues, and they can either help talk me through it or just listen, you know, friends do. Not someone who's just there to party and give you fluff words that'll make you feel good, but won't actually make any progress. I hope anything I've said in this video makes any sense. I'm an ambitious person. I think naturally I'm pretty ambitious, and no one here, I think that's the biggest issue. No one here seems ambitious. Everyone here seems complacent with their life. Everyone here just seems okay with what they're doing, which is fine, I guess. This next semester of college is really gonna decide if I stay or not, and I guess the only deciding factor, there's two factors that are gonna decide whether I stay or leave. The first factor is if I can actually find what I'm passionate about, and if there's actually a degree out there that if I study, it's gonna progress me in life. Or two, if I can actually find a friend group that wants to prioritize their life the way I do. If I meet one of those and not the other, it'd be a tough decision. Like if I made friends but I didn't find anything to pursue, that'd kind of be an issue. So it'll be an interesting next 6 or so months. This is like a really great metaphor for my life right now. Slowly making progress on my life. Slowly self-improve this house so it's something great that I can enjoy. This house doesn't appear instantly. I have to work for it. I don't say I want a house and snap, it's there. Gotta start the stairs, gotta map out and carve out the place I want to stay. Gotta create things, gotta cut wood. I've gotta craft and learn and make mistakes and grow off that. That's kind of exactly what I want to do with my life. Every week, I'm gonna come out here every weekend, make some sort of progress and just record something. And hopefully, as this house progresses, I myself progress. All right, test each step. 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step, 5 step. This step sucks. Got that step, this step. All these steps are very loose. I really don't like this step. Dirt. A lot of opportunity for improvement, but this is episode 1. Kind of made cool progress. I'm proud of it.